Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to our stream.
So, when last we left off, we had fought our way past all of the enemies to the second boss that we have access to right now. And we need to figure out how we can kill one of these two bosses. So, I have gotten it into my head to make another attempt on this boss. We have access to this ability, Covert Operations, on two different characters. And I suspect that if we use Covert Operations on our first turn, follow it up with all of the agility buffs that we have access to right now, maybe the accuracy of the enemy will be bad. In theory. So we're going to go ahead and use Mystical Concealment on him first. Now, he needs to use Human Shield. Actually, the boss is almost definitely going to hit him first. So I'm going to cast Sentinel before I do anything else. He's going to use Human Shield on himself. And we are going to use on him, rather than use Covert Operations to get himself prepped. Actually, I am going to use Covert Operations to get himself prepped. So this automatically goes first. It also gives us plus 200 preempt. So the hope here is that he's using Hulking Brute. That's actually not bad. So we've got Covert Ops up, so we can use Sidestep now if we want. I don't know that we need to. I'm going to go ahead and use Mana Taint. And we're going to have him use Mystical Concealment. No, we're not going to have him use that quite yet. We do not have a lot to play with right now. I'm going to use Mystical Concealment on Oberon first, since Oberon is the person who's most likely to get hit. We're going to use Invisibility Cloak, because it lasts the whole battle. And we can also see how much mana this boss has as a result of... Oh my god! So it uses an AoE. That's good to know. We dealt a bit of its thinger. We're going to see what Mystical Concealment does if we cast that. And we've already cast Sentinel and Defender here. So he's got about 1,200 defense right now. Do we need to do anything else? Behind enemy lines is coming out. So he missed with a Skull Bash. So he's at least capable of missing with Skull Bashes and things like that. And we're going to try to figure out what we want to do now. I don't think we've cast Mystical Concealment on him yet. Do we have all of his buffs up? I think we do. Have him guard. So I want to see. So that dealt about 1,400 damage to him while he was guarding. So for this boss, my defense values are currently too low to be valuable, and I don't have the ability to pump down his stats. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to try going after the other boss. The other boss has some unfortunate effects that he can use. Did I equip the right stuff? I did not. So he has an Augury Ring. Maybe he should have a Sentinel Ring, or maybe he should have 2 Sentinel Rings. So let's actually get him properly set up before we call this, because the more defense that we have on him, the more effectively I can tell whether he's capable of tanking. Each point of defense is worth quite a lot on him, so we'll see how this goes. So he can equip a Sentinel Ring, but we don't actually have a full gear set for this boss either. Okay, so this guy needs the Ascendant Ring, and I think what I want to do is we're going to use Covert Operations because it does give him guaranteed first strike. We're going to use Mystical Concealment on him. We're going to use Human Shield. And we are going to use Covert Ops. That's not who I wanted to cast that on. Yes, it is. Okay, so he just one-shot me there, which is not good. And that was with behind enemy lines active. I don't imagine this guy has low enough HP that I can feasibly kill him. The theory is being able to just sort of blow him up before he actually kills me might be viable, but I don't think I can do that. I don't think I have high enough damage to kill him before he will almost inevitably use some sort of AoE. I might be able, if I wanted to sit here for 5 hours, I could probably RNG him to death, where I just wait for him to attack the monk or the thief and miss on turn 1, and then wait for him to just miss every attack, because eventually he'll miss every attack if I have enough people with thousands of agility. But that's not going to be a good time, and I don't have that much time to begin with, not for today. I don't know when I'm going to have to head out, but it's going to be reasonably soon. So, what I need to do is keep an eye on this stuff. We have 2 Sentinel Rings on him, which is not what we want, because he needs to have Augury Rings now. Okay, we're going to save this. I don't know that a dual Ascendant Ring combo does what I need it to do. Actually, no, we're gonna stick to this for now. Wait, what the hell's... Oh my god, there's a cave here that I haven't been in. There's a Golden Helm recipe. Huh, what is the Golden Helm? Scourge Stingers? Definitely don't have any Scourge Stingers. Okay, so we just got the Golden Helm recipe, which is good, because I didn't even notice this place existed. I've been past here so many times, and I didn't even notice that it existed. Okay, Toxic Vapors comes out, but doesn't... Actually, we're fine. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Warcry, and we're going to Warcry, and we're going to... No, we're not going to Warcry with him. He's going to attack this one. And we're going to use a Healing Steel, because we've already had AoE damage come out. And I think we're going to have him go... We're going to have to go rest. because I think this is an unacceptable amount of resources to blow through. So, popping back down here. So I want to avoid going into the forests on my way up here. Again, we're going to be attempting to get to the boss with as many resources as possible. So if we can kill our way to this boss, then we might be okay. Okay. Lone Arachnid. 1 damage to Varan. Good to know. Even Varan has their magic damage zeroed out at this point. Oh, of course. The 1 tile... Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a double. Actually, we're not going to do a double because... Let's see. Who's going to be casting spells at me? Hailfire, maybe? So that... those things actually do cast spells occasionally, apparently. And so does that, so... I would be glad that I went after that, if not for the fact that it did absolutely nothing. So Alpha Flash is coming out and doing pretty close to nothing. The problem, of course, is that it does hit Sordrel for a decent bit, but it's okay. Was that 500 damage to him? So, unfortunately, we got the darkness effect applied to us. Okay, so we did find floating anomalies. This is a relatively easy pack. So up we go. Okay, so we're gonna kill the Nebulous Shadow. And we're of course going to stun the same Nebulous Shadow that we... Shit. Okay, Varan is dead to poison. Oh. I wonder if I can... And I can't really do that. Unfortunately, Death Touch is an insta-gib. And while it does give protection against the other stuff, it doesn't give protection. The chestplate does not give protection against instant death. Nope. Okay, let's try this again. One of the nice things is that when we get to the top, we have a lot of RNG to deal with here. We have to deal with instant death effects and all sorts of nastiness like that. But when we do get to the top, we should be in pretty good shape with regards to our resources, because very little actually does a lot of damage here. So the hope is that we can so we can go ahead and save the game. We can level up. Just keep leveling attack power. As for Kumana 10, do I want to keep pumping HP, or do I want to... He's very far behind in defense, but not in defense points spent. I'm pumping that. I'm pumping his MP. I think that another 50% increase to his MP is definitely going to be valuable. Let's see. As for him, he needs to keep pumping his magic defense. And he needs to keep pumping his magic defense. Now, they might have changed the physical defense formula, or for that matter, the magic defense formula, since the previous game. I don't actually know. Okay, Walking Dead comes out, but does not hit. We got a double stun. We got the healing steal. And there we go. The reason that I'm leaving him low is because as a regenerating character, I don't want to waste my mana. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I can reach the Garuda on this save. So we need to hopefully deal with the Garuda now. So let's get Mystical Concealment going there. We're going to attack it to get the debuff in effect. We're going to use Covert Ops on both of these people. Okay, so that is a paralysis effect that we cannot resist. And I'm wondering how much mana you have. No, I don't want to blow out its mana because I need... Did I miss it? I think I missed it. So I need to actually attack again. He's behind enemy lines. And I missed with him again, I think. So, unfortunately, he's dead. But we'll see. Did I use invisibility cloak? No, I did not. Let's use it. So we're dealing about 7,000 damage per round. And this guy has a lot of effects that he can spam that frankly don't do anything to me. So I think that if I make myself immune to zombie on my monk, and do I need? I don't even know that I need to make myself immune to it on the rogue, but we'll see. So he actually has this energetic ring on that he definitely does not need. So he doesn't have the dual ascendant ring combo. So dual ascendant ring would increase the damage he's dealing per hit by 200, which isn't really that much. He's actually hitting hard enough right now that I can equip this protection from zombification. He's got dual augury, he's got dual augury, everybody's got dual augury. He needs to equip what? He's fast enough. I think he's outspeeding the boss right now. Okay. So, since he's fast enough, he's going to leave his setup the way that it is. We're going to save the game. We're going to go into this again. And the goal here is basically we need to use this because it gives me a free turn anyway. And we're going to use Mystical Concealment on him. We're going to use Human Shield on Oberon for turn 1. And we are going to use Covert Ops. If he has a 35% increased defense, that's going to have an effect on the amount of damage that the boss does. Not a huge effect, but hopefully enough that I can keep him alive throughout the fight. So he's going to need to use a Healing Trance, I think. Yeah, we don't know how long this fight's going to last, but we know it's going to last long enough for a Healing Trance to do its business. So, we now need to use Mystical Concealment on him. And he's already done his business. We're going to use Behind Enemy Lines to drop the attack power of this thing. And the hope is that it doesn't do that. The hope is that it doesn't insta-give the monk like that. But we're basically going to try to sort of beat this thing up with the hopes that it's going to be using its ineffective shit with a degree of regularity. So we're going to go ahead and double heal him so that he doesn't get insta-gibbed like that. And there we go. So we now have 350 mana to play with during this fight. He has the zombie ring and an ascendant ring, and he has dual augury rings, which is not optimal because he actually needs to have a zombie ring that he can't equip. Okay, never mind. We don't have any other zombie rings, so that's fine. Who goes there? Okay, so here's the Garuda. We're doing Covert Ops. We're doing Mystical Concealment on the fucking tank. Because the second turn, he can do something. He's gonna... There's something else that I wanted to do, and I don't remember what it was. So Frigid Blight comes in on turn 2, which sucks, because that's a lot of damage. So let's hit it and see how much damage we're doing. I'm actually going to use... Do I want to do that? No. I'm actually tempted to use a Citadel. I think I'm going to use a Citadel. He's going to... He's not going to guard. He needs to attack this thing. We need to get its int dropped. So we're going to use Invisibility Cloak. Citadel is out. It's using Invigorate plus 10% per turn? Oh, well that tells me a lot. So 10% per turn is 22,000. 500. That means he has 225,000 HP. And the only way that we can kill him is... We can't monotate him to death, so what are we going to do? Try using Destroy Armor. So I'm not even going to be hurting him for the next several rounds. So I might as well use... I don't have Healing Trance on, right? So we're going to go ahead and use our Healing Trance. So because this thing can heal itself, I don't have any idea how I would approach this boss in a way that involves it being dead at the end. I mean, I could conceivably kill it, but I could only kill it if it just didn't use its heal move. How long does it last? So the heal move lasts for 5 rounds, and that means that he's going to heal himself for 50% of his max HP if he does that. The amount of damage that I'm dealing per round is currently about 5,000. So it would take about 50 rounds for me to kill him with my current damage output. 50 rounds is way too many rounds for me to be trying to kill through. So what that means is that we have to not equip the other thing. We need to equip the Ascendant Ring. We don't have a choice. So we need to equip dual Ascendant Rings. And then the Hope here... With dual Ascendant Rings and Juggernaut, we'll just see how much damage we do. The basic gist is that he has things that he can do that aren't terribly useful, and we need to figure out how commonly he's going to do those things. So we are going to use Covert Ops because, again, it makes us move first, so we don't actually lose a turn to it. We are going to use Juggernaut on Sordrel. We're going to have this guy use... It's hard to even say what I want him to use, actually. It's tempting to use Dart. No, he needs to attack to drop its int. And he needs to use Covert Ops. So Juggernaut is now on him. He's unfortunately now got a time limit. Walking Dead just came out. And let's see. So we can attack, and we can see... If I use Mana Surge, it halves MP cost for the entire battle. I'm going to use Mystical Concealment first. And let's see. He can use Mana Surge, he can use Invisibility Cloak. So if I'm hitting for 5 hits at about 2,000 per hit, I'm doing that to increase my damage output with him. We're going to go ahead and try to get a hamstring. Where's my hamstring? It's over there. Did I get behind enemy lines already? I can't tell. Ugh. So I'm hitting 7 times now. So we'd be looking at closer to... closer to 20 rounds this way. Use behind enemy lines. I don't think I used it. I definitely didn't. What the f... Why was I hitting that hard? Oh, it was the Warcry? Oh, right, because it also increases it by 10% again. Okay. So... I need to start pumping accuracy on everybody. He's now using Invigorate, which means that his HP is going to get back up. So we lost this fight. But we did do a considerable amount of damage to him. So we're gonna try this again. I don't know how likely it is. I haven't. Oh, I should have kept fighting until he used his nuke after I'd already gotten the int debuff on him. So do I have? I have the ability to equip accuracy rings. Actually, I don't have them on me right now. But I can put those on later. Oh, actually, I get plus 200 accuracy from that damn cloak, don't I? Okay, so we're going to use Covert. We are going to use Mystical Concealment on him. That will allow him to get off his int debuff. He's going to get Covert Operations off. The hope here is that, goddamn. I need to use Healing Trance. Man, he doesn't need Mystical Concealment quite yet. We're going to use a Mana Surge right now. He needs to keep attacking until he gets that debuff on this target. And we need to use Healing Steel. So, the hope here is that... That's bad. Oh, God. Well, we got the int debuff on, so I want to see how much damage he hits. Very little. So, Frigid Blight is basically useless. Well, it's not basically useless. It's going to hit... It's going to hit Sordrell reasonably hard still. Let's take a look at the difference in their stats. So, he's got 539. He's got 378. So, he's going to take... a lot of damage from Frigid Blight still, but I don't think the base damage of the spell is actually that high, because otherwise he'd be getting blown apart by that. So, using Covert Ops. Unfortunately, that is a no resist paralysis on the person that we absolutely need to have in good shape. What was it that I cast last time? I cast Healing Trance last time. I could cast it again. I don't think I want to because we are on a time limit here. So the goal is to not have to cast it at all. So if I can get 1500 agility, that'll... Okay, so unfortunately both of them are paralyzed, but fortunately that means that nothing has happened yet. So we can go ahead and use a Healing Steel. Frigid Blight comes out, and I can't do anything to prevent that damage because... oh god. Okay, so... oh, Blasphemy comes out, and... unfortunately, because Sordrell went down, we don't even get a chance to see whether that, like, how much damage this thing's going to be doing. Once I get that effect off. So... I'm going to attack to get that debuff on. We're going to go with Covert Ops. And the hope is that we get the debuff on it before it uses... oh shit, I'm an idiot. Well, that's okay. I might be an idiot, but I couldn't have gotten the debuff on anyway because he's too slow. So what am I going to do? We're going to cast Juggernaut, and we're going to try and burn this sucker down as fast as humanly possible. So I'm going to use Invisibility Cloak. I want to steal this thing's robe. Don't really know why I want to steal its robe, but it might have something else that's more valuable for me. We'll find out. And we are going to... I could use a Monosurge. I'm going to use Destroy Armor. Basically, my goal right now is to burst this thing down as fast as humanly possible. So Destroy Armor is going to reduce its... defense, and of course I did get killed there, but that's fine. We're still in the investigative period here. We're gonna use a Warcry, and we're going to... I'm gonna try to get a hamstring off. We got the hamstring off. Look at that damage! And I think that's pre-Warcry. With Warcry, how much damage are we talking about here? Come on, show me the damage, baby. We're looking at dealing 5,000 damage per hit for 7 hits. So we would possibly be even able to kill this thing here if it keeps spamming bullshit that doesn't do anything. Oh my god. So, if not for the fact that it just froze him, we would have won it on the next turn. As it is, I'm going to just cast Juggernaut on him, because if he comes out within the next 5 turns, he can kill the boss. He can't kill the boss because it invigorated. Okay, well, that's too bad. But actually, if I get this going properly, if I get all my debuffs on the table, get all my buffs on the table, this boss is going to go down like a ton of bricks, because it's only going to take me a few turns to kill it. At that point, when I'm hitting for 5,000 damage, it's a lot. So we're going to go ahead and use Mystic Concealment on him, and we are going to have him attack, and we are going to use Covert Ops. So Invigorate's coming out and dealing HP plus 10% per turn from turn 1. Ick. So before we do anything else, do I want to use a sidestep or something? I don't think so. The probability that that saves my life is low. We're not going to be DPSing the boss down super fast right now, so since we aren't, I'm going to go ahead and use a Monosurge right now. He is going to use... He's not going to use Warcry, because that doesn't help me right now. He is going to... I already got the debuff on the target. He could use Dark Ward. I think he wants to use Monosurge. We've already used this. We're going to pop behind enemy lines. Okay, we're not actually dealing damage here, so there we go. 700 damage to Sordrel off of the Frigid Blight once it's been debuffed. So we can wait out its thingamabobber. We can use a Sentinel. And let's see. Our friend here is going to use Warcry just to make sure that it's up when I need it. And we're going to try to get a hamstring up. We failed to get the hamstring up. We need to cast the agility buff on Varan so that he can get hamstring on the target. Now, he's going to go ahead and just attack because he doesn't have any reason to do anything else, I don't think. And we're going to use... I'm going to use Destroy Armor on this thing. It's very cheap to do. He wants to do what? He just got a bunch of his buffs out. Ah, oh, wait. Do I want... Yes. Yes, I do. We're going to use Mystical Concealment on him. We're going to try and attack. We are going to try and hamstring. We missed the hamstring. We got the Mystical Concealment out. Unfortunately, Comanachin just got punched in the face. He's going to need to use a Cure 4 on himself. And let's see here. We've got Warcry already. We're going to use a Destroy Armor. And we are going to use a Hamstring. So this thing is now hamstrung. We've got Cure 4 out. He's using Walking Dead. It affects nobody, so this is a wasted turn on its part. We can now get Juggernaut on Sordrel. And we've already recast Warcry recently. We are going to use Human Shield to try and deflect any damage toward him. We're going to use Healing Steel to get ourselves topped up as best we can. Juggernaut is now out. Walking Dead comes out on Sordrel. We are now on a time limit. So, he is going to use anything? He's going to use a Warcry, and he's going to attack because I need to get that... Oh shit, I can't use Healing Steel every turn. Wait, Healing Steel is not considered holy? I can actually heal using Healing Steel through Zombie. That is really damn good to know. And let's see here. He's going to use a Healing Trance on himself. Did I get this debuff off? I think I did. I'm going to use a Ground Slam to debuff, and we're just going to keep using Healing Steel because it keeps our thief alive. Or not our thief, that other asshole. Keeps Sordrel alive until Blasphemy comes out. Oh, shit. Ground Slam does the 10% attack and also applies the debuff for your weapon. That's good to know. So I can AoE Ground Slam to reduce intelligence and attack power. That's a really big effect. I think we're going to open the fight with that, maybe. Okay, so I think we're going to be able to take this thing. It's just going to require that we not get ourselves blown up right as we're about to start up the fun. So we are going to open up the fight. We cannot use Ground Slam at the start of the fight, apparently. So we're just going to open it up with this instead. Use Covert Ops. So Freeze comes on Oberon, which is both good and bad, as per usual. We're going to use the Mystical Concealment on him, and we're going to use the Invis Cloak on him. Invigorate's coming out, which is a very bad thing, because it means that there's no way on Earth that we're going to get through its defenses for right now. We're going to go ahead and use Sidestep. We're going to use Mystical Concealment. And we're going to... make a supply behind enemy lines. That is a lot of damage coming out. And there's nothing I can do about that damage right now. So we're going to go ahead and use Healing Trance. Okay, well... Healing Steel time. So we got the Emerald Robe. Frigid Blight continues coming out, but we did get the Int debuff on her. Her... Zgruda Hurahi. I'm gonna use a Mana Surge, and he's gonna just do a Healing Seal. I don't think I can win this because I got to... basically, the damage output got slowed down by so many turns at the very start that it's pretty much not feasible. But we're gonna try... Whoops. Do I have anything I can equip to improve myself? No. That's not what I got. Okay, so Covert Ops, Mystic Concealment on him. He's going to go ahead and attack. We're going to use Covert Ops. Okay, Mystic whatchamacallit. A freeze on Komanatin isn't great, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. And we've got the debuff on the target, so... as well as... Okay, so Varan is zombied, but that's okay. He's not regenerating, so that doesn't put a time limit on the battle, really. It just makes it so that the battle is a little more difficult to deal with, but not a huge amount. As for him, he hasn't used Mana Surge yet, and I think I probably want to use it here. And as for him, he's used Invisibility Cloak. We're going to use Behind Enemy Lines. And now it's time to start spamming Healing Steel and nothing else. So he's going to use Ground Slam to deal with that. Okay, we've got Zombie on Sordrel. That means that we have a time limit. Ground Slam is active, and we have Warcry active. We need to use Destroy Armor on this sucker. We got the Emerald Robe stolen. And unfortunately, it is using a lot of physical attacks, which are dealing a boatload of damage, but we can at least start getting our things out. I'm going to reapply Warcry because I don't know how long it has on it. And I don't want to allow it to fall. So we're just going to keep using Healing Steel. So I wonder what its most rare steel is, because I would have expected to have stolen its most rare steel already. Okay. So I'm using Human Shield. We've got Juggernaut out. Walking Dead is coming out, but Walking Dead is already active, so we don't give a shit. That's a good wasted turn for the boss. And we can go ahead and use Destroy Armor with him, because... Are we? Hell no. We're going to use Cure 4. We want to get him topped up. And we're going to reuse Ground Slam because I don't want to allow that to fall. We got the perfect elixir. So that's a 7-hit combo. Frigid Blight is coming out, but Frigid Blight doesn't hit very hard anymore. The int debuff is already on the target. So, what else do we need to recast? How much do we have? 3 and 4. So, our offensive buffs are fine. And I did not cast Mana Surge. I'm going to do... It's a bit late to be casting Mana Surge, honestly. I'm going to do it anyway. How long does this last? Last for another turn, so I don't need to recast that. I'm going to cast Magic Defense on him. And he doesn't have anything to do, so he's going to guard. So we might be able to finish this off here. Invigorate's coming out, though. But I do more damage than that per round now. I'm going to be hitting it harder than it's healing itself, as long as I can keep my debuffs on it. So we're hitting for 7 hits, and it got a Blasphemy off. Blasphemy does abusively high damage on a target that has zombie, so that's unfortunate, but them's the breaks. So we were pretty close there. We only needed 2 more turns of it using either the ice move or the zombie move or the relatively weak nuke that it starts the battle using. Any of that, or starts the battle, but it can use that we were used to. Basically, it can use any of that shit, and we're fine. So we're going to attack. We're going to use a cover up. It's opening the battle with Invigorate, which is not good for us, but we did get the int debuff on it right off the bat, so that's good at least. We're going to go ahead and use a healing trance because we're not currently turned into a zombie, so we might as well take advantage of that. We're going to use a Mana Surge on both of these characters because if bad shit happens this round, that's fine, because this is a really bad opener for the fight. Okay, so that part is good at least. So now we have Mystic Concealment on Sordrell. That's an important thing to cast. We're going to cast Magic Defense on Sordrell because he can do that. And we are going to use Behind Enemy Lines. Here's the big question. Do we even want to use Behind Enemy Lines? The advantage is that it allows me to do some extra damage, but it does have reasonably significant disadvantages as well. We're going to go ahead and use a Destroy Armor now and go with a Healing Steel, which we'll be doing for the rest of the fight. We got a Perfect Elixir. Juggernaut is out, but we haven't used Destroy Armor. Destroy Armor is now out. So he should be hitting for proper damage now, except he's not because I haven't Warcried. Rather. So we did that. We need to Ground Slam. I don't know. Do I want to try to hamstring this guy? No. I need to just keep using Healing Steel. So Frigid Blight comes out. And we're now dealing more damage than we're taking. I'm going to go ahead and cure him before he gets turned into a zombie. Do I have anything else that reduces their armor? No. So I just hit it with Ground Slam. I'm going to cast Defender on himself because he's got the that's actually not the best. The best person to target is Commoditon. Okay, so Sordrell is now healed. We've got Defender up on Commoditon, who is going to have to use a Cure 4 on himself, but he can't this turn. We're going to use a Healing Trance instead. And Defender's already active on him. We're going to use another Ground Slam. That's silly. We're going to wait another turn. We know that Ground Slam is active. Let's see. We're going to use a Healing Steel. We got the Emerald Robe. Got a 7-hit combo for a lot of damage. Luckily, we got the regen effect on Commoditon, so he doesn't need to cast anything for a little while. We're going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to use another Healing Steel. So it has nothing to steal. The only important thing... Damn it. The only important thing for us to take is that robe, and I think that we are pretty much doing the appropriate strategy. We just need to get the things. I was thinking about whether I wanted to let that battle play out, but I don't think that there's much point in letting that battle play out. Okay, so first things first, we have Covert Ops that needs to go out. Second thing, we need Mystic Concealment on him so that he can get the debuffs active. Then we need to not Warcry, need to do that. And for him, we need a Covert Ops. I'm not going to bother using Behind Enemy Lines on the boss, and unfortunately, Commoditon is out of the fight for now, and has not yet done what he's supposed to. So we're going to get a Monosurge out first, and we're going to get Invisibility Cloak up. The probability that he attacks Varan is low. It's a low probability that Varan is the one that's targeted, but we do want to prepare for that eventuality. Here's the other thing. He's got dual energetic rings, so that, I guess that is what I want. I was just checking whether I can increase his defenses, but no real way to improve him. So, Covert Ops, Mystic Concealment, attack. I'm actually not going to do an attack. I think I'm going to use a Warcry first. Do I want to? No, I don't want to use it. I do want to use a Warcry first. We want to get this party started strong. So I don't even need to use that on the first turn even. The Mystic Concealment can go on Sordrell on turn 1 instead, and I get the Warcry off. And then on round 2, I use Ground Slam, which affects both its physical, both its AoE and its, goddamn. Okay, we didn't get the Ent debuff on the target, so that's bad. But the good thing is that we do have the ability to pump up Sordrell. So Sordrell is now taking damage every round, and I think we've got all of our debuffs, or our buffs active. The question is, do we want to use it to destroy armor and fuck mana efficiency? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So we're going to go ahead and use a Healing Steel. We got the Perfect Elixir. And Blasphemy comes out and just insta-gives Sordrell. That's too bad. That is too bad. Blasphemy is kind of an interesting name for a holy attack. I wouldn't expect a holy attack to be called Blasphemy. So we're going to use Covert Ops. We are going to use Mystic Concealment on Sordrell. We are going to be using Warcry, and we are going to be using Covert Ops. The reason is that we want to get a good, strong base for our damage output on turn 1. And if that means that every now and then I start off the battle and take a bunch of damage and die instantly, that's fine. I'd rather die instantly than wait until later to die. So I don't actually necessarily need to pump up the... Well, the other thing is that I should, at some point, need to cast that cloak ability on Commonaton. So when he has time later in the fight, he needs to do that, because that... It doesn't give a terribly high chance to dodge an attack, but it's a decent chance. So we'll go with this. You go with Warcry. And we're going to go with Covert Ops. So Freeze comes out on Oberon. That is very bad for me. It's not as bad as it could be, but it's not... It's definitely not good. We're using the Invisibility Cloak. We're putting out Juggernaut before we should be, because we did not actually reduce the mana cost of that shit, but okay, whatever. We're going to go ahead and use Mystic Concealment on Commonaton himself and start using Healing Steals. If we've got Mystical Concealment on everybody, then he has 2 attacks that aren't actually dealing damage, potentially. The first is the... well, actually, this one potentially doesn't hit anybody as well. Let's see. Use a Ground Slam. Get a Healing Seal off, hopefully. So do I get a chance to... Okay, Blasphemy's coming out. Blasphemy doesn't hit very hard unless... Oh, shit. He casts that on himself before he casts it on... Oh, shit. I'm an idiot. I need to get a successful attack out. We're going to go ahead and use Behind Enemy Lines, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to hit this thing. Okay, we got the crit. We're going to use a Healing Trance. We are going to Mana Surge, and we are going to continue doing Healing Steel. Blasphemy comes out, does 500 damage. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so we don't have Mystical Concealment up yet, but we can't afford to try to get it up because we're gonna... I need to use Mana Surge before I can start casting those. I just don't have the mana for it. So I have to hope that I don't get killed. We're gonna use a Healing Steel. Mana Surge is out. And critical hit to Commonaton's face right through that plus 100 agility effect. But yeah, it's interesting how as you stack your buffs, like if I can get enough turns to stack my buffs, the damage output just gets crazy. But until I get those buffs in place, my damage output is very, very low. So we're going to use Mystic Concealment on turn 1. We are actually... Yeah, we're going to use Warcry, and we're going to use Covert Ops. If you're slower than the enemy, then Covert Ops... Well, assuming the Covert Ops makes you faster. But Covert Ops basically just gives you... I'm actually going to use a Healing Trance. We don't need... We need this Mystic Concealment on him. We're going to Ground Slam. And we're going to use the Invisibility Cloak. The hope here is that it doesn't kill me before... Okay. Okay, so it got a decent bit of damage out there, and we can now use Mana Surge first. We've already used Warcry. Has he used Mana Surge? He has not. So he's going to use a Mana Surge. We're going to use a Healing Steel, try to get ourselves topped up a bit. So Mana Surge is out. Frigid Blight is coming out again. It's fine. It's a little bit of damage. Little bit of damage. Now he's going to cast something, and I think that something is Citadel. So he is going to cast Destroy Armor. We're going to use a Healing Steel. My goal right now is keep myself alive. Just barely killed me. Okay, so does the Citadel do enough? The advantage of the Citadel is that it gives me magic defense for Sordrel, but I don't think the Citadel does enough because defense is so weak. If the enemy's hitting for over 1,000 damage, increasing your defense is probably not going to do anything. So let's see. Is that what we want to do? I think it is. Okay, so Oberon is not doing anything. We're going to use Mystic Conceal... No, we're not. We're going to use Monosurge. He doesn't need to do anything. We now know that that this is going to be a long fight. So Monosurge is important to get off now. So, unfortunately, the boss then used the melee attack on the person that I otherwise would have had much higher evasion on. So we're now going to cast Mystic Concealment on Oberon because he's low on life. And he is going to start Healing Stealing because that will help me a lot. And fuck me. Okay, so Oberon just got gibbed. And we've got to figure out what to do now. It's okay. I don't think there's a huge amount that I can do until I get past this spot in order to get to the other like enemies to increase my probability against either of these bosses. I think this boss has a more complicated attack pattern that I have the ability to negate more of, and thus have more capacity to do something about. So we're going to use a Ground Slam. We do not have the ability to hit it with any degree of accuracy, so maybe we won't use a Ground Slam. Maybe use an attack and just hope we get it. Success. And we're going to use an Invisibility Cloak just in case something attacks Varan. So we got the int off. That's great. That's very good. That helps us a lot. And we can now use... what? He doesn't have the ability to heal himself. We're going to use a Mana Surge because we've already gotten his important effect out. We're just going to use Healing Steel. And that was a crit. Oh. So I'm not even sure what I prefer for his first round to be. There's not a lot of good openers for this. There's varying degrees of bad things happening. Though, honestly, Mystic Concealment on first turn being on Oberon might be just the better bet. I think that it does lend itself to a better opener, because if he has plus 1,000 agility, then I get Mystic Concealment on him. There's more of a probability of me actually landing a hit. So we've got Mystic Concealment out on him. We're gonna do what? I'm gonna Mana Surge on both of them. And we're gonna use a Healing Steel because we just took damage on everybody. Frigid Blight comes out, doesn't really do a lot. Sordrel needs to heal himself so that he's in good shape for the later parts of the fight. As for him, he is going to... he's going to start healing. So if we get a heal out, we ground slam. And there. Good. So ground slam's out, and now we can focus on dealing damage. So we're going to go ahead and use Destroy Armor and Juggernaut on the same round. We're going to try a Hamstring, I think. Did I already steal his... No, actually I'm going to do a Healing Seal because I hadn't already stolen that, first of all, but in addition, I really do need... Okay, well, unfortunately, while I am going to start dealing damage, I'm not going to be dealing much. We're going to use Mystic Concealment on Komoniton to maximize the odds of something good happening when the enemy attacks instead of something bad happening. And we're going to try to hamstring the enemy. We got it. So we still need to cast Warcry. Unfortunately, Komoniton just got smacked in the face. We're going to use a Healing Trance, and we are going to use Warcry. And keep using Healing Seal because, holy shit, Komoniton's low on life. And he just gets smacked again in the face. Which makes me sad. So, how much am I doing? Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a pretty decent bit of damage, but it's not enough. But I don't have access to anything to help me out with this. There's no gear for me to find. Well, there might be a little bit in that place that had the bigger packs, but it's unlikely to be major. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and attack on turn 1, I think. Am I? I'm going to attack on turn 1. We are going to have him use Covert Ops. Invigorate comes out on turn 1. So I guess with Invigorate coming out, we can go ahead and just use a Sidestep, because why not? We can use Mystic Concealment on Komoniton. We don't even need to use it on him. Actually, we're going to go ahead and use a Mana Surge first. And let's see. Do I want Invisibility Cloak? Yes. So Blasphemy's coming out, it doesn't really do much. Sidestep is out, and we're going to have him use his Regen skill now. And he is going to cast Mystic Concealment on himself. We're going to Ground Slam, Healing Steel. So Emerald Robe is stolen. Walking Dead comes out, and unfortunately, we just used Healing Trance on somebody who's now a fucking zombie. So he's going to be taking 300 damage per round. And that is bad. We're going to use a Warcry, because Warcry is relatively cheap. No, we're not. We're going to use a Juggernaut, and we're going to use Warcry, and we're going to use Healing Seal. He has to use Healing Seal every round now, because any damage that Sordrell takes is kind of permanent. He used Walking Dead, which is good. We got the Warcry off. And now we have Juggernaut active. We've got most of our shit active on the people that it needs to be active on. Do I want to use a Citadel? Yes. So I'm using Citadel because I have the mana, and we are going to be using Destroy Armor on him. And just continue healing steals. So Sordrell is going to be losing a little bit of HP, but not a huge amount every single round. And let's see here. What am I missing? I just got Destroy Armor on the boss. We have Warcry. He just had thing cast on him, right? Okay, well. I don't know what to do with him. I feel like maybe I should just cast Sentinel. No, I don't want to waste too much of his mana. I'm going to have him guard. Now, he's going to use another Ground Slam. He's going to continue using Healing Steals because he can. And a physical attack comes to Sordrell, who has got to have over 4,000 agility. And the physical attack just hits. Just standard physical attack, 4,000 agility, just dead. And this goes to show you what a weak stat agility really is. Like, the hit chance in this game, your agility doesn't really mean shit. Unless the enemy's accuracy is as low as my accuracy is on the characters that I've spent no points on, it doesn't really mean anything. So, like, having high agility gives you the possibility of getting lucky and having the enemy miss due to just pure luck, but it's not a high chance. So, let's see. We've got this active. We're going to use a Healing Trance first. We're going to use a Mystic Concealment. We're not going to use Mystic Concealment. Fuck that. We're going to use Mana Surge on both of these people. We're not going to use an Invisibility Cloak because I want to have access to more Healing Steals. And I got gibbed. I got gibbed. But I don't think that I have an avenue to victory for the other boss. For this boss, I feel like there are several avenues to victory. Because it has a lot of attacks that will not kill me. It also has a lot of attacks that will kill me. That is 100% the truth. But it also has a lot of attacks that will not kill me. So we did get the int debuff on the first round. Now, we don't have a lot of options. We're just going to use this. He's going to use a Mana Surge, and he's going to use an Invisibility Cloak, I think. It would be nice to hamstring it if I thought that it was going to actually do the job, but since I don't have... I'm actually just going to guard. He doesn't really have anything that he needs to cast right now, and just casting anything I think is not beneficial. So we're going to have him attack. We're going to have him use Human Shield, so that if the enemy does use a single target, it's hitting him. Blasphemy comes out. It's not a very hard-hitting attack. Let's see, we're going to use Ground Slam. Blasphemy's coming out again. I really, really like that. And we've used the Ground Slam now. We need War Cry. No. Do I? No, 25% defense is better than 10% offense, I think. So we got the Emerald Robe. Okay, we got Destroy Armor. And let's see. Now we have him coughing his lungs out. And he has not cast Mystic Concealment on him yet, has he? No, he has not. So we haven't gotten the damage buff on him for that. We also haven't used Juggernaut. We're going to cast this. No, we're not. We're going to use Mana Surge. And we are going to have him use Warcry. Continue the healing steals. The fact of the matter is that if an attack goes out to Commonaton, it's going to kill him. That was a critical fucking attack. God damn it. Okay, so it got a crit on Oberon, which is really bad for me. Because that fucks up all of my plans. We're going to have Juggernaut cast. We are going to use Human Shield again, and we're going to use a Healing Seal. So Human Shield goes off first. We're casting Juggernaut now. So Blasphemy comes out. Blasphemy is trash, so that's good. And we need to use... Did we already cast it? I don't think we did, right? No, we didn't. Okay. We had other shit that we were casting last turn. So he's got a bunch of shit that we've got active. I'm going to recast Destroy Armor. We're going to cast this. So he's now going to hit 7 times. And we're going to use Cure 4 on Oberon. And Oberon is going to use a Ground Slam. And he's going to use a Healing Steel. Walking Dead is out. We have a zombie. So, Sordrell is now a zombie. The boss is at half-life. And I need to know... What's my duration on Juggernaut? Juggernaut has 3 more turns. So, when I need to recast Warcry, I then need to follow that up with the other one. So we already used Destroy Armor recently. We can't use Cure 4 this turn. I just used Ground Slam. I'm going to use Healing Trance. Am I going to use Healing Trance? I think I'm going to guard. No, the probability of him getting hit this round is not high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him guard, because the probability of him getting hit is high. Probability of him getting crit is higher than I'd like it to be. Freeze is coming out on Commonaton, who has nothing to do for several turns. And we can go ahead and redestroy armor, because I think that's going to wear off soon. We can use a Healing Steel. Frigid Blight comes out. That's great. And let's see. Destroy armor? No, we don't need to do that. We just applied that. We can go ahead and Ground Slam again. We're going to Healing Steel. Walking Dead comes out. Ground Slam comes out. This boss should die this turn. So, we're gonna guard, and we're gonna guard because we don't have anything to do. Boom! And that boss is toast. So, first things first, we need to save the game. Second thing second, let's go get ourselves back to town. We have Warp. We're going to use it. So unfortunately we did get surprised. It would be really funny if we died here. Oh, shit. Here we go. So we made it back to town. We can go take a nap. And that's the first boss dealt with. So, it was a very, very rough fight, but we managed to have it work out for us. So, I'm going to just stay here, because I think that from here I can probably reach where I'm going. Toast is coming out, and death. Oh shit, I was in the forest. And I get surprised. And I don't quite die. Okay, so we're going to Warcry, we're going to Warcry, and we are going to Healing Steel. Wow. That poor rogue. So those icy spines are probably going to be a problem. So we're going to deal with that problem the best way we know how. By not dealing any physical damage at all. There we go. So we're all set. Just need to finish these off. There we go. So we got some hail shards, we can save the game. And now all we're looking for is to get through the dungeon. So, oops, I should have used a heal. So Gregorian Chant comes out, not a huge deal. Okay. Actually, I need to use Warcry because he's not fast enough. And this thing can still use a Death Touch. Okay, so we've got... Okay, no Death Touch came out, so we're fine. This thing's dead, 18,000 experience, a bunch of anomalous claws, and we are ready to shit. We're ready to waste our movement. We just went downstairs again. Oh, god damn. Damn, that's bad. Okay, well, that's fine. It's fine. I'm actually going to do a double Warcry, because honestly, I don't really have that much content to get through here. And Death Touch comes out and kills Oberon instantly. But we've killed the boss here already, which means that we should be able to just proceed through. And I'm hoping that once we get to the next town, we'll be able to really improve our situation considerably. Double Warcry. And ouch. If we get any sort of effect that any weapon that decreases attack power by 25% will make my life a lot easier. I have enough mana to use Silencing Strike as much as I damn well please. This current playthrough is kind of interesting because in my previous playthrough, my idea of like survivability and stability in terms of resources was substantially more resources available than for this party. This party is very much trying to just barely hang on here. Just like every single fight, I'm running into problems. But beyond that, even when I survive a fight, I'm having to invest a huge amount of resources into survival. So let's go ahead and save this. This is the place that I'm supposed to be. Good. Okay. And there we go. We got a stun on all three, so we can get... Oh, lovely. I attacked the wrong one. Okay, well, that sucks. The freezer burn came out, though. We're fine. So that dopey thing did not kill me horribly with Death Touch. It killed... Well, it didn't kill anything. What is this? Oops. Shit. I actually don't know how dangerous these are. I'll be right back. Well, apparently they're dangerous enough, so we've got some war cries coming out again. We're going to use another healing steel. We got a stun on one. That's useful. Oh, look at that. Arctic Chill is coming out and just blowing everybody up. What stat that's using? Because everyone was taking the same amount of damage, roughly. He must have hexed... They must have hexed everyone except for Sorgeral. Kidding. Okay, I think... Okay, we're not allowing Zombie to go out yet. We need to figure out where we're going. We have no idea how long this trip is going to be. And part of this trip is going to be on the other side of this tower, which means that we have no access to... Oh, you know what? I need to mix it out of here. We need to... those things all have instant death attacks. So that's the chance of me killing all 6 before before one of them lands an instant death is not high. I need to back out so that I can trigger a fight out here instead. So we're going to kill the zombie. Or hopefully... We're hopefully going to be okay. We're going to try and Warcry again. We're going to fail again. Alright, so we're on the outside for the entire time now, so we shouldn't have too much trouble. We got a stun off on all 3, so that's always a good sign. Gregorian Chant comes out and does nothing, and we save the game. Jesus. So many. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Okay, that one's stunned. That's good, because the one that we're killing is the zombie. So, all done. You're all set. Okay, this gate is now unlocked. So let's watch a cutscene. As you leave the tower behind, the same strange feeling overcomes you, and your perception slowly shifts to events from the past. The War Machine. Oh, that is a lot of creatures. Strike now! They look so cute. That's not how I typically expect someone named Asmodeus to look. Or Asmodeus, as some might call it. James, what's on the horizon? Looks like an advancing sandstorm. But it stays close to the ground. Maybe it's a massive stampede? It's unnatural. We'll know soon enough. Until then, let's get back to work. Well. Archers, give light to the southern hills. Kevlar, take my post. Chief, an army approaches from the south. Be it dwarven, human, or goblin, or has an elven tribe broken our pact? The distance is yet too far to determine its ethnicity. Raise the alarm, every able-bodied elf to the walls. Yes, Chief. A war book. It just says war on the front. An idiot's guide to war. Is our situation dire? If the gods are willing, we shall stop them here. But if not, you are the only advance alarm that our brethren shall have. Go now, and do not debate me. Take the north road and stop for nothing. Yes, father. Prepare yourselves! Arrows knocked! Be safe, Harry. Sir, she's not here. I wasn't talking to you people. I was narrating. This is but the beginning. We march northward at once. We will smash the remaining defenses before they can prepare additional ones. Okay. So we're on the west side of this thing now, and we are now in a new type of terrain. We're going to save the game. And we are going to run into a battle here. Oh god, that looks bad. So this is obviously going to cast stone. We're going to use smoke bombs. We've got a war cry off. Jugular, jugular, stone attack, and Varan is stoned, because of course he is. We've got a stun on 2 targets. We do not have a stun on everybody, though, so... Hey! When you're stoned, you're immune to damage now. How cool is that? Or at least immune to physical damage. Okay, so as long as... Alright, we're set. So I'm not reloading for stone. It's a pseudo-fatal status effect, but we're not gonna reload for it. Because we should be able to get to the town. Where am I? It takes a long time. Okay, we have at least one more fight to get through. Oh shit, I just glitched through the thing. Okay, so... What's up? Nah. Hello. Boring. Alright, so we're gonna try to survive. Oh. You know, the fact that I have one party member that they can attack that's completely invincible is probably the best thing for me right now. Like, I'd say he's more useful as an invulnerable rock. Okay, well. Mission successful there. So, let the next zealots come. They will find an unflinching fight here. Court is an example to all that our power resides in our grand unity. No! Why you no have armor for me? If you don't mind me saying so, it looks like you could use some quality rest before battle. Next people threaten to beat me up, so me show them what me find all around. Me sneak away while they busy counting it all up. Okie dokie. The journey here from Arkmode was complicated by the powerful earthquake that destroyed the western trade route bridge under the Kunlun Mountains. Instead, our group had to traverse the frozen tower. None of us ever explored that monstrosity before, and we found ourselves lost many times. The monsters that inhabit the area normally worn us down, but luckily we were able to escape before any of our group were lost. I'm glad you're here to help defend court. Make sure to get some rest at the inn before the Nectians arrive. I dearly hope Nect reconsiders the path they're racing down. Surely if they were to gaze into their neighbors' eyes, they would turn from their current course. Some may call me cowardly, but if Nect marches on court, I plan to make my new home in the northern tundra outpost. It seems reasonable to me. This is just an ordinary well. Are you an ordinary well? So, me play joke back on Nect, so they show me shiny treasure. They get mad and chase me away. Be safe here. Ooh, we got a warp stone. Many think Mercenary Guild, all human. Not true, open to all race. Here to defend friend. So he's a mercenary. Many boot marching toward me. Me decided him to look for a new home away from madmen. Now me here where everyone nice. Well, until the army arrives. Good fortifications can be the difference between victory and defeat. Unfortunately, the natural defenses of court are very limited. We'll attempt to build fortifications over the next several days to defend against the next blah blah blah. Kitty from Rockwood, no come play like before. Me, no smell bad. Me, stink like they tell me to. Today, game no good, but enough little kitty for both teams to beat. Head just exploded trying to read that. Okay, so let's continue. Why people at Nect be gobbling up all the time? We don't want anything to do with them. Anyway, continue. This is another ordinary well. Are you telling me that all of these wells are normal? Okay. This looks like an important room. Okay, this is somebody's house. Courage is timeless. Until you die. The inn is calling my name, my friend. Over 100 miles of unfriendly terrain is between my aching feet. I pray that the Nect militia will give you a day or two to rest. I suggest you do the same. A bit of rest can be the difference between life and death. So, I am assuming that either when I rest or when I talk to someone here. Nect has no good treasure to share. They know leave Goblin alone. Goblin come here instead of me. Hope I don't know. This looks actually like the people that I need to talk to. Like, those people look important. Unless this person's the person I need to talk to. I dearly hope Nect reconsiders the path they're facing down. Surely, if they were to gaze into their neighbor's eyes, they would turn from their current course. Some may call me cowardly, but if Nect marches on court... Okay, so this guy is actually the guy that I already talked to. Whoops. No, never mind. I don't know what I was trying to buy, but... Guild member, you stay free. Warriors dogs! The Nect militias attack in the dead of night like the scoundrels they are! Hurry! Okay, so we're going to save in slot 2. I don't know what he just said. So. Has it truly come to this? This poor ignorant souls know no other means of communication than violence. Please protect the citizens of court. Well. Oh. Okay, I'm actually going to reload. This is, like, timed. I see how this works now. That guy was actually walking toward me. I was thinking that I needed to go to all these different locations, but that's not what it is. So we're going to reload the save, because I think I just lost a person already. So let's... We're going to try to get to him before gets to... Oh, no. Okay, no, that was just a flower. I'm an idiot. Okay. Trying to protect the flowers isn't working out for me. Okay, do I want... I'm going to have him guard. Warcry worked on 1. And that was not that heavy a hit. So this is probably going to not be too bad. So the goal here is basically just to blow through these guys using as little as possible in terms of resources. It would certainly help. Oh, that was so close. Oh, so close. Okay, I don't know if we got this guy in time or not. Hard to tell. Unfortunately, Sordrell keeps getting smacked in the head. Oh god, we got him. Okay, so... Oh god. So we have 3 different ones to get to now. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this one first. I'm concerned about the fact that they're getting progressively stronger. Because those first guys were really easy. This guy didn't even get killed by a fucking combo. So that's a problem. We're going to go ahead and keep hitting him. And we're going to use a cure. We're going to actually use a healing trance. We're going to spam Warcry. We're going to use a healing steal. Warcry comes out but does not succeed. We're going to use a Warcry again, and we're going to Warcry again. No, we're not. We don't have enough mana to do that. So we're Warcrying. The Bonebreaker comes out, but that's fine. And that is a lot of goddamn HP. And we failed on the Warcry, so this is bad. So we got 2 of them that... Okay, Commoditon went down. Okay, so this is an interesting setup that we have here. And unfortunately, my wife is on her way home. I think that we're going to try to take this down first. Unfortunately, I was hoping that we'd be getting here and immediately, like, pumping ourselves up, but that has not been the case. But we should be able, I think, to get all of these guys. And I actually want to wait for this guy to get a bit closer. So let's see here. This can't remove bleed. But it could remove zombie, presumably. Okay. So we're just going to wait on this. The reason that I want to wait for him to reach is because if he gets closer, then that gives me a little bit of extra time in the next phase. So we're going to go ahead and attack, and we're going to Warcry, we're going to guard, and we're going to guard. So we're getting this guy. Warcry comes out. Skull Slam comes out. Okay, so now we go over here and we can open up our thing. And look, he's not moving, so we know now that we can open up our menu and be fine. So we're going to go ahead and heal. And he's now going to attack. So we have these two to deal with. And if I die on phase 3 again, I'm actually going to save right before he reaches. Now, the key is that I'm not allowing anyone to die in this run. That includes NPCs. So let's see. That guy is right there. That guy's right there. So we're going to go ahead and attack this guy. We're going to use a war cry. We are going to use... something. I'm going to use Human Shield, because I think that'll actually drop their damage by a lot. Can also start assassinating. So we got a war cry off on 2. We got the assassinate out. That guy's toast. And we can now use mystical concealment. So we're going to go straight across. I think I just heard the other guy die. I'm pretty sure that the guy at the top is the fastest. I had a suspicion that that would be the case, but we'll go up there and check whether that just happened. The guy in the bottom right was stronger than this guy is. Shit. Where's... Okay, so this guy is dead. So yeah, we need to go north first, and then we go straight back down to the south in order to do this. So we're going to definitely need to save after we finish the first set of these, I think. Sorry, not the first. After we finish the second set, we definitely need to save. Not after. We want to do it before we finish the second set. Dummy. Okay, so we are going to actually save right here. It's going to be slot 3. And so we're going to need to run north and then run back south. Now the key is that we are on fast forward right now, so we want to make sure that when we're going out there, we're doing it as efficiently as we can. Let's see, let's just go over these two. We do need the war cry, and that's not great. It's not a great opening. Okay. So the goal here is to grab this guy as quick as humanly possible. Use a healing steel. We got a double stun, that's good. So we can save the game right here. This is sort of like our mid-battle save. Do I want to? Yes. So we're going to do that. And we now just war cry our way through the fight. War cry. Unfortunately, we did not kill because they dodged, and we're in deep shit. Okay, so So that guy needs to go first because he's super fast. And then we go straight south from here. We barely caught this guy in time. So there's no way that you can go down and still grab this guy, I don't think. We might have to actually... shit. We might need to turn off fast forward for this. Which we just did. So this guy's right here. So we need to go to the left guy then? Not this guy? I guess that makes sense. Okay, so I just heard that person die, so I'm closing this. We're going to open this back up. I am actually going to... I'm going to turn off fast forward for this because I don't think that I can have fast forward on right now. Oh shit. Damn it. Okay, so settings. Okay, so this guy's down. Well, not down, but we've intercepted him. Wow. This game feels so weird when it's at normal speed. It legitimately feels like it's on slow-mo right now. Okay. So that guy we don't need to worry about yet. So that guy we need to worry about. And then that guy needs to be done immediately. Okay, so this guy we've caught way earlier than we did last time. Double stun. And I realized that we can just press the button if we wanted to turn on fast forward during the combat. That sucks. Okay, we're gonna war cry. Missed. Shit, where is it? So we got this guy. We got the double stun. Okay. I'm actually going to use destroy armor on this guy. And I'm going to save this in slot 4. Okay, we can save the game. We don't need to do it in slot 4. We can do it in slot 3 because we can see this guy. So, this is the last one of this pack. And this is a lieutenant. I'm going to use a smoke bomb. Got a rend on Serdrell, which is no fun. Okay, but we got darkness up. We'll use a healing steel. War cry. Nope. Miss. Okay, we got the stun. Nice. We got the kill even. So there's one right there. That guy's a considerable distance away from anything. I have no idea. I guess I'll just get this one first because he's inches away from me. This is the captain. You know, it might be in my best interest to try and assassinate him. I mean, he is the captain. Oh, Captain, my captain. Would you like to die? There we go. We got the double stun. And if we hadn't missed that last hit, we actually would have gotten him down there. I feel like I want to go north now, and then north, and then just northwest. And just sort of rotate around like that. Also, hey, civilians, please, if you wouldn't mind, get in a fucking building and hang out together so that I can just defend one location rather than having to run around the entire map. Ugh. Alright, so let's take a look here. Okay, I do think that that was the right way to handle it. So unfortunately, that means that we need to get through this again. But I'm gonna have to save after each one of these enemies that I kill in probably in a different slot. And I do think that assassinating the captain is plan A. But each of these packs has their own captain, right? Unfortunately, even though I have hundreds of accuracy, it's not sufficient to get consistent results. Let's see. He's gonna have him cure for himself. The other thing that I should be doing is, rather than having him guard all the time, sometimes I should... I guess, no, using a Mana Surge isn't gonna help me any. Because... Okay. So that one's there. That guy's right there. I guess I kind of see who he's going to. So we're getting this guy first. And we missed with the assassinate. So we got a stun on them. I don't know if the captains can be stunned. I know they can be instigated. I do not know if they can be stunned. So we just got a 6-hit combo that did nothing. So we got the double stun. So and I didn't save in between because I'm a dope. I also didn't heal in between because I'm a real dope. Actually, what I should be using, I can't use first strike. Okay. We're going to try to assassinate the captain. We got a double stun, that's good. Bonebreaker comes out on Oberon, no big deal. And we fail the assassinate. And I still haven't seen, I don't think, a single stun on one of those guys, so I have a suspicion that they're immune. I'm gonna have him guard. We're probably gonna run into a boss at some point. Okay, I'm gonna use a destroy armor. Bloop. Shit. Yeah, destroy armor is that useful because look at the fucking attack dodges. Okay. Shit, where are you? Where's he going? He's all the way over here? Oh, okay, so we did catch this guy in time. I still have not done the sensible thing and saved. We did get the stun off. We got a crit on Commando. So I think that we've established that this is the exact correct pathway. So we can save after each one of these that we do, as long as we do it cleanly. As long as we're getting to the target as fast as possible. And that actually costs us time there, the fact that I loaded this. So we do need to make sure that we don't... Okay, we got the double stun. Stunned. So okay. So we've got this guy. Can I kill the militia captain if I have destroy armor on it? I'm going to try doing it this way instead. Actually, I can't even consistently kill those if I... Okay. So we're going to try and assassinate this guy. We'll see if we're successful. If we are successful, that'll help. And it looks like we're instead going to die before we get a chance to. So we are directly adjacent to the boss. Since we're directly adjacent to the boss, we should be able to just load this up and then just keep holding down. And we couldn't because we needed to move one. So let's beat him up. Use a war cry, use another war cry, use a healing steel. I'm hoping that this is the last phase, because we've got these captains to deal with. Oh. Okay, that's a lot of misses. War cry, we got one of them. So that's good, but we also did not get all of them. So we're going to guard with him. We're going to have him use a healing steel. We got the double stun. Oh no, that's not good. So he's going to be degenerating every round. We got the 6-hit combo, so he's down. And we are going to cast a Cure 4 on Komanaten to get him back up. We're going to use a War Cry because there's a very high probability that these guys are going to be coming back up. I probably shouldn't have used a Cure 4. I probably should have used a Healing Trance. My concern is that I can sometimes kill these guys in one shot, and sometimes I don't. So, with that being the case, I wanted to try and do the safest option. So, the Skull Slam comes out, which is no good. Okay, so, which enemy is this? This is enemy 2 or 3, or I don't even know. This is enemy 3. It should be. Nope. No, we're still on enemy 2. Enemy 3 I don't think is even a... doesn't have a captain. So if we can get through this fight, then we don't have a captain for the next one. Unfortunately, that's a lot of damage that's going to come out. Oh, good. He missed the draw. So, Assassinate comes out. We've got him down. And we got a Nectar, which I don't know what the hell that does. And we got the double stun. Okay, so that's good. And we can now use... we might as well use a Cure 4 on him. And he's just gonna guard, and we're going to use a Healing Steel. So the hope here is that we can get ourselves pretty close to topped up during the fight. That gives me time to just get to the next boss. Get to the next fight, that is. I should have used a Healing Steel. Luckily, it doesn't matter. So none of them are going to get any attacks off. We can use a Healing Steel here and finish off the pack. So, this pack is down. And I believe that we are on our way. Save to 5. We're going the wrong way, I think. It's not the best way to do this, I think, but it's fine. So we're now going to be going in here. Going to use a War Cry. We are going to not do a double War Cry this time, I think. We are going to use a double War Cry. We're going to have her on guard because I don't think it's a good idea for him to be... Okay. Unfortunately, the double War Cry didn't pan out, so we're going to try a third War Cry and see if that helps us. And that's a no. So, we need to make sure that we go after this one, and War Cry, and Guard, and, of course, Healing Steel. We got the double stun. Now, getting the double stun is good because not only does it ensure that that one is paralyzed for this round and cuts its damage out this round, it also ensures that this one is paralyzed for the next round because it cannot fail on the same turn that it's applied. So we're now going to go down there to where this asshole is, and he's blocking there. Boom! So we're directly in between him and his target, so we know that he's not going to reach it. And we can now heal ourselves up and say hello to another lieutenant. So now, since we're in a pretty safe, stable position, I'm going to go ahead and just guard. And we've got the war cry out. We got a double stun. We're going to get the elite next. Keep guarding. Fortunately, we missed, and we only got 5 hits. I guess so. We only got 4 hits, but we got 5 attacks, one of which was a miss. Alright, so keep going after the one that's injured. And fail to stun anything. We're going to go ahead and just guard. I'm hoping that this is the last fight. I hope that there's not a boss at the end of this, because this is really a lot of fights. Okay, there is a boss at the end of this, and I really hope that he's weak, because I think that we're probably going to get crushed here, and then I'm going to cry. So, we're going to use Mystical Concealment on Oberon, and I don't think this guy's going to cast any spells. So I'm actually not going to cast that on him, I'm going to cast it on him. We're going to use Human Shield. We're going to use Covert Action Operations. And I don't think I even used that on Sorrel because I'm a dummy. So, Human Shield's coming out. Mystical Concealment is coming out on Sordrel. And that's a 1200 damage hit. So, a 1200 damage hit on Oberon. He doesn't have a huge amount of HP. I'm going to go ahead and use a Healing Steel. I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be enough to keep Oberon alive. I could... Oh, I'm actually faster than him. Oh, maybe I'm not, actually. We don't actually know. Okay, so we have 2 fights to deal with here. And I think this boss is something that we can deal with. We're not going to be able to do too much, but we can do some stuff. One thing that we can do that we haven't done yet, because I'm a dope, we have not properly equipped Oberon for this fight. So all of these enemies have been pure physical attackers, and for some reason I didn't equip the Sentinel Rings on everyone that can use them. So now that that's done, I've also leveled up, so we should probably put some points in attack power for him, put some points into defense for him, and I think I'm gonna invest in HP. It's cheaper. Now, for him, he doesn't even have 500 magic defense with this setup, but then again, he has 427. We're going to get him up to 500 magic defense with just the one thing equipped. I've been investing heavily in magic defense, and I'm hoping that it's going to pay off eventually. So, okay. Now we're going to save the game, and we can save it under slot 5. We're all set. Now, we're using a Warcry. We're not using anything with him. Cannot afford to use anything with him. We don't need to use a Healing Steel because nothing to heal through yet. Okay. Warcry came out. We got a triple stun. And our goal here is actually just to... I did not attack the right target. Okay, we got the stun off again. We're actually going to guard because it doesn't cost us any mana to do so. And we're going to guard again because, again, it doesn't cost us anything to do that. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, now, we've got the military commander here. We've got to use covert ops for first round. We are going to use mystical concealment on Oberon and have him... No, we're not. We're going to... Yes, we are. Are we? I'm going to cast Mystical Concealment on Oberon first. We're going to cast Human Shield, and we are going to cast Behind Enemy Lines. I don't think Varan is faster than the boss, but it's not worth it to assume that he's slower. So Mutilate comes out, dramatically reduces agility and the other thing, but that's okay. And now we have him just guarding, and we've just used Behind Enemy Lines. Let's go ahead and hamstring. I guess I should be trying to steal from this guy. We haven't even used his thing, so... But honestly, this guy is at the end of a very long, uncomfortable road. I don't think that I want to try anything too funny here. No funny business. We don't have enough mana for Covert Ops. We're going to just use a Healing Steel. Got the Mystical Concealment off, so... Oh god, Demolish. Okay. And luckily it missed, so we got the Mystical Concealment off. We've got Juggernaut, Mystical Concealment. We got everything we need. For the most part, we are going to use a Destroy Armor, and we're going to have him continue guarding, and we're going to continue stealing. I'm hoping that we can kill this guy quickly. Fuck! The bleed is going to kill. Is it? The bleed killed. Oh, god damn it. So he's down. We got him down to half-life before that happened. Unfortunately, every time that we have to restart, we have to fight through the trash again, which sucks. But I don't know what you're going to do other than that. So we're going to go ahead and Warcry. We are going to not double Warcry because we... So what do I want to do in the next fight? In the next fight, I do think Behind Enemy Lines followed by Hamstring is the optimal thing to do. So Warcry comes out. It's nobody. I think I need to reload. I can beat this pack if that happens, but I'm not going to kill the boss, and the boss happens instantly. I really wish that I had to run to the boss like I have to run to everything else, because it would give me time to get myself in order. I'm very glad, though, that the enemy in question that I'm dealing with is one of the weaker ones, not one of the stronger ones. So we're going to go ahead and just guard. Okay, that one's stunned. We're killing the one that isn't stunned. $2,700 HP on Oberon. So, we're using Covert Ops. Starting the battle with Mystic Concealment on him. We are starting the battle with a Human Shield. It's tempting to do something else, but I think that that's the thing to do. So, we're not going to start with that. We need to use Behind Enemy Lines first. Human Shield comes out. Mystic Concealment comes out. The hope is that he just misses periodically. If he misses once or twice, I'll be in good enough shape to win, I think. I'm actually going to cast Monosurge this round. And I'm not going to hamstring him at all. I'm just going to start spamming healings. $600 damage per round. So we have to use a Cure 4 on him. He has to guard. We have to use a Healing Steel. Okay, he missed with a Sever. So we actually have positive HP gain this round. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the damage output that I need to get the kill. We're going to use a Juggernaut this round, because if I don't, then there's... Okay, this is trouble. God damn. So... what do I want to do? Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter what I want to do. What matters is what has to happen. So... Okay, so if the next boss hits Commoditon at all, Commoditon's dead, but that's okay because what am I doing? Okay, this has to be a short fight. I cannot allow this fight to not be short. So we're going to use behind enemy lines. Human Shield comes out. Juggernaut comes out. Unfortunately, we are immediately stacked with a bleed. We're going to use Mystic Concealment. We're going to use a guard. And we're going to use a Healing Steel. And he uses an AoE and just blows up the whole party. And let's take a look. He's got like 20% of his HP gone. So, if I had the capacity... So, what am I doing? I've got the Ascendant Ring. I feel like maybe I need Know Thy Enemy. We're gonna see how much damage this adds to my character. If this allows me to consistently kill these guys, that would be a very powerful thing. But the other thing is that if it meaningfully increases the damage that I deal to the boss, that's a big deal as well. Okay, that did not even make it so that I'm consistently killing these guys. So that was a very small damage increase, if you could even call it that. It's not a visible damage increase at the very least. So increasing the damage of like my crit value has not meaningfully impacted things. I believe that critical hits increase damage. They don't increase the attack, like, power of the attack. Now, that is a meaningful distinction. Increasing the attack power of the attack would make it so that you could deal dramatically more damage, but you're not going to do dramatically more damage just by increasing the damage output of the final calculation. So... Okay, I just don't see anything I can really do to meaningfully speed up either of these fights. It's going to take about 2 hits to kill all these enemies. Wow. That's a crit. It's going to take about 2 turns to kill all these enemies. It's probably going to take close to 10 turns to kill the boss. So I think I need to get agility on my tank on turn 1. And the hope is that he misses turn 1. Because if he misses turn 1, then my life becomes much easier. But yeah, the sad thing is that I'm not even consistently getting through the pack. This pack is often killing me. Okay, we got the stun on 1, and then it goes Bonebreaker right to Sordrell. So, I really wish I could save before the boss. I'm already low on resources for the boss, and I have to, like, manage my resources during an extra fight as well, which is really shitty. Especially because there's so much RNG involved in how many people get hit with Warcry, whether I manage to kill something in one hit or not. All that stuff is RNG, and I don't have a way of protecting against it right now. That's bad. Damn it. The really sad thing is that the probability of them hitting Sordrell is so low. And they've been hitting him consistently multiple times during this fight. Well, not consistently, but for the last few attempts, they keep hitting him, and it's like, god damn it. He needs to be hit twice to die. It's not like he's dying instantly. They're just like, screw you and your back row. Okay, that's a lot of fucking damage. One thing that I'd love is to end this fight with a lot of hit points on Oberon instead of trash. Actually, I can. So I'm going to cast a Cure 4 on Oberon. I'm going to have him guard, and I'm actually going to use a Healing Steel, because this allows me to pretty much top up Oberon. Now, the problem is that Komanatin is, like, going to be in a really bad way, but... So, Komanatin does not have a lot of mana, but this last fight pretty much happens in the course of just a few rounds. I'd say that if the fight goes on for 10 rounds, I'm not going to be able to complete it. We're going to use this because it gives me a free round. We are going to use Mystical Concealment on Oberon. Oberon is going to use Human Shield because that's all I can hope for. And we are going to use... Behind enemy lines. So the hope is that he misses, and he does. So he missed on round 1. That's one of the things that we need to have happen. The next thing that we need to have happen is we need to get our buffs up. So he can't buff because he doesn't have anything to use. We're going to go ahead and use a Healing Steel. We're starting the attacks, and he uses his AoE. So Komanatin, because he got so thrashed in the beginning of the last fight, is unable to do anything. I'm not even going to be able to kill this guy, even with him down, because I don't have my buffs out yet. So now we have to go back through this and hope. I really want to finish this, because if I can finish this fight successfully, then I can start out the next stream in a really good position where I'm presumably getting access to new equipment, and I'm getting, you know, other good things happening to me. So we're going to go ahead and reapply the Warcry. We're going to guard. We got a triple stun. I like that. We got all hits all the time. Okay, we have kill potential on this round. We're going to have these two guard, and we're going to use a Healing Steel. And I'm glad I had him guard, because holy shit, that was a big attack. Unfortunately, he has the opportunity to do it again, so luckily he didn't actually utilize that. So, okay, so Sordrell and Varan are both in dangerous positions here. We're going to go ahead and use this on him. He is going to use... Do I want him to using Human Shield, or do I need him to do something else? I feel like without Human Shield, he's very likely to die, but I might be better off using Warcry, because... Let's try a Warcry. We're going to try a Warcry on this attempt, because the Human Shield is great, but doesn't necessarily accomplish the objective of giving us a winnable fight. So he attacked Varan, which is good. We don't want him attacking the frontliners until we're ready to get kills out. So we've got one of the boosts out. We're going to cast Mystical Concealment on Komanatin now. The hope is that we can survive. He can actually taunt. If he wants. And actually, because he can taunt and do that other thing, we're going to do this. We're going to use a taunt now. Do I want to do that? I don't think I can actually afford to do that. We're just going to use a Destroy Armor. The goal here is basically just to burn this boss down before he does any of the many things that will automatically kill me. So the two frontliners both have plus 1,000 accuracy, and he hits the entire party with an AoE and fucks me over completely. And the AoE does not... The AoE obviously ignores the agility calculation because those AoEs are never missing anybody, even though I have fucking millions of agility on the entire party. So... How much HP do you have? Ha! So the key is, we can kill him, but we need to kill him with my party intact. My entire party needs to survive the fight, and therein lies the challenge. That is the challenge of the run as a whole. And unfortunately, I don't think I can actually open up my menu now. I'm actually going to use a healing steel. There's really not much reason to wait until the next fight starts, considering that everybody that's going to be injured that I care about is already injured. So we're going to Warcry, we're going to Guard, and we're going to continue using healing steels, because Oberon's going to get full benefit out of it. Commoduson's going to get full benefit out of it. So this will basically mean, unfortunately, I have to use a third Warcry, which is bad because it means that I'm using more mana than I'm used to using. And we're going to use one more of these. The Warcry comes out. Commodus is virtually dead. And we still haven't gotten out of this fight yet. So the attack on Sordrel is a good one, because that's an attack that is pretty much negated. Okay, so that's not good, though, because that means that if he uses his AoE, he's definitely going to kill Sordrel. But if he uses his AoE, he's almost guaranteed to kill somebody anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. We're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to use this on... We're going to use this on Sordrel. I don't even fucking care. We're using Warcry. We're going to try and just burn down the boss before he kills me. So we're going to use... Healing Steel is kind of a waste. We're going to use Behind Enemy Lines to hopefully mitigate some of the damage that's coming out, as well as increase our own damage by... Oh god, that's so much damage, though. I don't know if I have an avenue through which I succeed here. Honestly. It's a start. I don't think a Cure 4 saves his life, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to cast Mystical Concealment on himself. I'm going to have him guard, and Varan's just going to guard. So the hope is that he attacks somebody that doesn't die, and that is not a kill. So he did in fact attack somebody who didn't die. And I did not have Oberon use Taunt. I'm going to use Mystical Concealment. We're going to pray that he lives. Am I? No. I'm going to use Cure 4, and then I'm going to have him guard, and then he's going to fucking live. And I think we just won the fight. That's it! Woo! Got him. So we got the captain. That was rough. That was rough, but you saved 16 out of 16 townspeople. And I got an achievement for monster killing. Whew. And this guy's going to come up and talk to me. Thank you for helping us defend court. Amazingly, not a single town person died. We owe much of the credit to you. As a token of the town and the guild's appreciation, we'd like to extend you this gift. Ambrosia, nectar, that's it. We'd also like to give you 2 pieces of ruby equipment. We want definitely armor and armor. And we're going to watch this cutscene. Whew. The enigmatic trees. So we've got the distant past. Oh, this is way, way distant. An island in the sky. You have outdone yourself, Amadeus. It's truly magnificent. The telestic dynamics alone are revolutionary. If you're correct, this island will float forever. I'm glad to have had the opportunity to push the limits of veneer engineering. Yes, the island is stable, and the crew will arrive shortly to begin construction of the research laboratory. Shall we review the island up close? Right this way. What an amazing view! I don't think I shall ever tire of it. Indeed, it shall now make a fine research laboratory. Amadeus, surely you can explain all the secrecy surrounding our mission. Both the Emperor and the ruling council wish to keep this planet's existence a secret until our research has concluded. For what purpose? Initial long-range scans of this world echoed back an unexplained energy signature. A subsequent reconnaissance mission triangulated this energy source to ancient trees older than our entire civilization. Indeed, these trees possess wondrous healing properties beyond anything known. It seems the trees may offer the possibility of immortality. Oh boy. Another immortality plot. What? Impossible! Such a wonder would be profound and miraculous evolutionary leap for our kind. You can now both appreciate the need for secrecy. The trees are clearly precious. When will we behold one of these trees? We leave for the source immediately. So worried my power's going to go out or something and I'm going to lose this save. Behold the paradise tree. That description seems apt. I can sense its energy. Magnificent. We must take every precaution to scientifically isolate the effects of the tree's energy. Powers that we do not understand could be wielded by less well-intentioned beings. Trees? How many are there? Didn't you notice the lesser sample below our floating research station? This magnificent flora, however, appears to be the oldest tree and also the heart of the network. We estimate that there are nearly a dozen lesser trees. So many. We need to formulate a research plan. Let's return to our temporary base of operations to begin our work. And let me return to save. Boom. So we have saved the game, and that is going to be it for today. My wife's home. I need to end the stream now. I'm very happy that we got through that. By the skin of our teeth. 3 people at critical HP, they're all in one-shot range, and then the ninja just going, I'm at full HP. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure to stream for you today. Next time, we will probably kill more bosses. We have our ruby armor. We have a lot of cool stuff that's going to be happening. So, see you later.